Good morning, wrestling fans, and welcome to PWR Today, Tuesday morning, July 7th, 2020. I'm the man, Meathead, and thanks for hanging out with us, and thanks for stopping by. Hopefully everybody's now recovered from the holiday weekend, and, you're making sure that you get your PWR Today. And I know you listened yesterday with Linda Kay. This morning, we've got David Herro. Good morning, David.
Good morning, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing well. I'm happy. Life seems to be okay. Yeah, I'm excited, man. They announced that baseball is going to actually have an official schedule. Now, will they play it? Who knows? But we'll find out in 2.5 weeks. So,
I'm more excited about how the NFL can cut a contract for $500 million. They don't have a season in place yet.
Well, I mean, the guy's going to be making bank if they play, because don't they have to play, or is it a guaranteed deal? I think they have
it's like $140 million guarantee out of $500 million. But
wow.
Yeah, amazing.
Because those guys get game checks. I mean, so they get 16 game checks.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? If this was a normal world and things were going, the contract fits the player, because the player's right now the hottest thing going. So.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's a world champion.
Yeah. Now, was a MVP, then became world champion the next year. So, yeah. It fits. But, I mean, if they don't have any games, what's the point?
Right.
Well, congratulations to Patrick Mahomes. I never talk down about anybody getting what they're worth as far as their business. The $1 million contracts don't ever faze me because,
nobody put a gun to his head, or to their head. They gave it to him. So,
yeah. No, I'd never. I mean, if whatever I do for a living or whatever you do for a living, if we end up being the best in our field, pay us like the best in the field.
Absolutely. I agree.
Speaking about the best in the field. So Tuesday mornings, we talk to you because we want to hear about Raw, right?
You want to complain. That's what you're doing.
No, it's not really. I want to hear you. The reason you have the Tuesday morning slot, Damien and I talked about this, is because there's nobody better. There's nobody better to talk about Raw. Right? Even when it's what it is. But when it's hot, it's Dave Herro. We want to hear from Dave Herro, right? Dave, there was a point last night you got excited. You hit the old Twitter machine and you told us that you like something. Please tell us.
Hours in 180 minutes, I posted one tweet about Monday Night Raw, and that was, well, that's not true. I retweeted one. Let's talk about the retweet first, because that's what started off.
All right, come on.
Brian Myers, also formerly known as Kurt Hawkins, just said he loves Heath Slater. And how can you not? I mean, Heath Slater went out there on TV without a contract and did good business. I mean, he didn't have to. I mean, like you said, he's unemployed, but he came there. Him and Drew McIntyre obviously go way back with 3MB. And it was very cool to see him back on Raw just for a one-off, because more than likely, we'll be seeing him at TNA Impact Slammiversary on the 18th, I think it is, of July.
It's next week. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so that was really cool. But what I thought was really cool was Randy Orton going off on Angel Garza. And what was really cool about that is it's like Randy Orton telling everybody he is the man. Even though Roman Reigns says it's his yard, it's Randy Orton's.
How can it be your yard if you're not there?
Exactly. And Randy Orton has just been spectacular. I mean, when he just grabbed Garza around the throat, held him up against the ring post, and said, "Get your act together. Get your shit together." You felt
get your ass out of your head, I think was the exact phrase.
You actually, I think it was head out of his ass. I don't know how his ass was on his head, but if he did that, that's a different podcast. But just like, I mean, that was money. That was him saying, yeah, you guys think you're heels and badasses, but I'm the Viper. I run this place, and I'm not afraid of anybody. That was cool, and they can build on that. And, Randy Orton, if you put Randy Orton with Andrade and Garza and Zelina Vega, that's a money stable. It really is, because it's all heels, all legit heels, and they could do some really cool stuff. That's like a way better version of Legacy with all of them.
Yeah.
So
including Flair. I mean, putting Flair in there as well.
Right. So it's almost like a Evolution Legacy kind of thing, I guess. Who knows? But
Evolution Latino version. St. Louis Latino?
No. Okay. Listen, we're not putting labels on things because of ethnic backgrounds and diversities and whatever else. Okay, jeez, Meathead. But I mean, I would love to see it because Randy Orton, he was that young punk when he started. He was the one that would, do all the things that would get him in lots of trouble.
Right.
He could teach these guys. And watching Raw last night, Randy Orton, MVP, Big Show, when they cut their promos, their delivery is just better than everybody else. And it's not
close either. It's not close.
It's not. It's like they know where to look. They know where the camera is. They know what words to accentuate. They know when to have the pauses. Even if they're given a script, they still make it their own, and it doesn't feel cookie cutter. And it's like, that's why MVP is there, because he's helping the Ricochets and the Cedric Alexanders and whatever else. But
and
the thing with MVP, yeah, absolutely. It's like, hey, I'm going to teach you guys how to get over. You're over, but not truly over. And it's proven in the fact that they brought an MVP to manage Bobby Lashley. And Shane Helms and I will talk about this Thursday night. Okay. But MVP has actually gotten more over than Bobby Lashley.
Absolutely. As from last night's Raw. Literally, he's the one getting the pay-per-view match.
Yeah. And it's just like Bobby is like, he has all the tools. He's just missing that audience connection.
Yeah.
But it's just like, who would have thought 2020 MVP, Rey Mysterio, Big Show, and Chris Jericho would be featured on multi-million-dollar pro wrestling TV shows?
I would have thought Chris Jericho. Because Jericho, he's shown that he's willing to stay around the business. The guy is, multifaceted. We talk about rock in Hollywood, and then rock and wrestling.
You're just
Jericho, music, and then wrestling.
The Jericho mark, but still, think about it. The guy's almost 50.
Yeah.
And he's still a main player. It's just like, who would have thought? 2 years ago, when you had guys like Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, you had all these young stars coming up from NXT.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's you can't begrudge somebody that stays off to the sidelines while there is a pandemic or a corona or whatever they're calling it, because again, it is what it is.
Okay, so who's off on the sidelines that would make a difference right now, besides Roman Reigns?
Roman Reigns would be the beginner.
Okay.
The fans. They're really the other parts.
We weren't talking about the fans.
I was.
Who's on the sidelines right now? Sami Zayn wouldn't make a difference in the ratings if he was there or
not. No, and Sami Zayn is in a great hand. I really enjoy watching Sami Zayn work, but he's not one that moves the needle. Mm-hmm. Right?
So, you know what's hurting pro wrestling nowadays, Meathead?
Go ahead.
It's the fact that we are now into cinematic matches and choreographed matches.
Well, they've always been choreographed. It's been cookie cutter for a long time.
It's now Cirque du Soleil, if that's how you even pronounce it the right way. It is hard to watch.
Yeah.
It's like, and you can see when the talent is waiting for the opponent to make their next move, and I hate it. And now we're gonna have to sit through Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman fight in a swamp.
Do you think that's more a case of COVID that we're getting that match, or would that match have happened even if we had arenas?
Not at all. It's because the Taker match went over so well. Now they want to do this every month because they think
we had the Taker match. We had the Taker match because of COVID as well. They were supposed to be in the ring.
Yeah. And what they're going to do is they're going to bastardize the entire cinematic experience.
Mm-hmm.
And now, now that's one match every month. That's going to be not even pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Because when you have to edit it up all the time, now that takes away the creative aspect of it.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
That Taker match was Taker and AJ Styles. Granted, yes, WWE production did what they do and they did it well, but it really was Taker carrying that match. I've said this a few times now. I feel like they borrowed even a little bit from They Live with Roddy and Keith David. That was an amazing match. It wasn't a
professional wrestling match. It was a movie.
Right. That's what they borrowed from it.
Lame. Hated it. I liked the match, but like I said, when that match was done, I'm like, hey, I hope they don't make this a thing. And that's exactly what they've done. Yeah. They're now doing mini 25-minute TV shows or 25-minute movies.
Mm-hmm. Because the one that you hated the most, that again, I don't hate as much as you did, but the Street Raiders or the Viking Prophets match with the Ninjas.
Grizzlies.
Yeah. Because that was technically cinematic as well.
Right. And again, like I said, I was so happy that I watched that by myself because there's no way I could defend it to anybody that it was cool and that it was real.
Nope, you could not.
Right? You can't. Not at all.
And I try to do that 5 days a week here. And I can't defend that it was real. No. I was entertained by very micro pieces of it.
Listen, we all know professional wrestling is predetermined.
Sure.
Okay. But the thing is, it's one thing for the fans to know that the outcome of the match is quote unquote fake. But it's up to the talent and everybody else's job to make the people believe that the people in the ring are real. Right. And when you do hokey nonsense like that, it makes it really hard for professional wrestling to be taken seriously.
Right.
Like I am terrified that we're going to see a motorized alligator in that swamp. You know,
is this what keeps you up at night right now for the next 2 weeks?
No, but it's part of it. You know, and just like, you know, let them go fight.
Yeah,
let Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt fight.
And to be honest, you know, WWE, while they're using these cinematic matches that have now happened, you know, post-COVID, look at what we had at the Hardy Complex or the Compound. You know, we've had these a couple times already. We had these in AEW as well. You know, the Stampede, Stadium Stampede. I mean,
it's very easy to blame Matt Hardy and Jeremy Borash because they were the brainchilds behind all this.
Sure.
But that was cool back then because it was never done before.
Right.
But now when it's done every month, not nearly as cool.
No. Special effects only special when it's done once in a great while.
Exactly. That's why I only come on Tuesday mornings. So it's not special.
But we've slotted you in the best spot. Now there's two other things I want to talk about. One is one more spot in. I feel bad for Ruby Riott. I don't think she needs the extensions. I think she looks good without them. But she lost her extensions. And poor Ruby. I mean, she had the Iconics just whipping her around after the match too, because you got to pull that out.
Let's be fair. Maybe the person that does her hair is closed during COVID. You know what I mean?
It's possible. Because I rewound her and said, why do you need those? You look fine. There's nothing wrong with the look. I mean, granted, great dye job because the hair that she has matches the extensions. But, yeah, she got those extensions ripped right out.
Mm-hmm.
I felt bad for her. So
I love the Iconics.
I do, too.
Their money.
I do, too. I'm more of a Peyton Royce. That's my side. But Billy Kay's fine as well.
Let's talk about the main event.
Yeah, let's talk about the main event. So,
how predictable could that have been?
Very predictable. I've never seen Asuka wear off all of her eye makeup. That was a different look. I mean, I'm literally looking for something, Dave. And we saw Asuka's face. I mean, normally I see the eye makeup and the green, whatever it's called, on her eyes as well. Yeah, either the air conditioning was broke or she was sweating in all the wrong places.
I'm looking forward to Nikki Cross and Asuka one day have a program, and just imagine the promos back and forth.
Well, Nikki Cross is 100% adrenaline, right? When she's talking, I mean, she's a ball of fire. Yeah. And so is Asuka. And Asuka probably speaks, I mean, we're just watching the shows, right? You might know a little bit more, but Asuka speaks better English than she lets on TV.
A little bit more. Are you kidding me?
But
you know way more than I do.
Yeah, it's entertaining. I enjoy it. However, if I were to be selfish, I have the women's tag team champions and I have the SmackDown women's champion. And if she loses her belt to Nikki Cross, that's one less belt I have. But then again, so we'll see when it comes to Extreme Rules.
For a while, I honestly thought that Sasha and Bayley would have all the gold. Yeah. I really think Nikki Cross might beat Bayley.
Maybe.
And here's why. Because then Sasha can beat Asuka. And now Bayley only has one belt. And let's see how well she handles being second fiddle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now that's where there's heat.
Yeah, and there's still heat that we haven't had resolved yet between the two of them. Right now, they have that heat on the back burner because they're champions. There's still something there.
Right. But if Bayley drops the belt to Nikki and Sasha beats Asuka, going to be a lot of fun to watch. Bayley beat Karen. You know what I mean?
Because, and I want to ask you this is the other thing I really had to ask. It wasn't the main event so much, but it has to do with the main event. So we had Charlotte flipping around between brands before, right? And you had said, and I agreed, and I think we all agreed, that was a failed experiment. Do you think that Bayley and Sasha now are in that spot? And I think they're doing actually better, even though technically last night, Bayley lost to Asuka in a predictable match. Are they doing that now with Bayley and Sasha?
Well, they have to. Mm-hmm. Because the tag titles are defended on all three brands.
Sure.
So that makes sense to me, and that works.
Yeah.
You know what? Sasha has really grown on me. And
she stepped up her heel game. Her heel game has gotten stronger.
She just has something going right now where it's like, I can see her being a bigger star than what she already is.
Yeah. It's grown since this last return. One more thing I wanted to ask you, and I know that we've got Be the Booker week 2 coming up with Shane, right?
Oh, yes.
We airing that Wednesday, or is that tonight?
Well, obviously you don't pay attention to the product.
No, it's my first day.
It aired Thursday night.
Oh.
We re-aired it again Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah, because
holiday weekend, man. Cut me some slack.
We went 90 minutes with AEW and NXT.
Wow.
Yeah, and we went over everything, and we actually booked the show before the
main event. Yeah, I was gonna say, did you book it before the main event announcing that it got pushed off a week? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I didn't get the chance to ask you this while we're talking about it. What did you think of Taz and Brian Cage's promo from last week's AEW? I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Taz out of the park, at least to me.
Yeah, absolutely. You're in a war. And again, it's that era of guys that aren't afraid to talk and cut a promo, and they know how to talk. And again, they know how to accentuate certain words, and they get certain things over. He is creating heat for his guy, and his
guy did a great job of just sitting in the background and looking tough. I thought it was amazing. And the phrase, "We don't run a slop shop here." Mm-hmm. Yeah, so. Amazing.
But why wouldn't Taz say that?
Why wouldn't he? Right.
Exactly.
I mean, my jaw dropped. Oh, wow. That
really?
was a shot. Yeah.
Well, why?
No, it was a good one.
He wasn't happy when he left. They didn't bring him back. He's going to be loyal to his new employee.
Yeah, you misunderstand. I don't think it's wrong. It caught me off guard. I'm not used to being surprised and shocked.
Yeah. Well, but again, Taz is from that era of, hey, let's create buzz. Let's get some heat. And he did. He did a great job.
It was amazing. Hey, let's talk buzz. Let's talk one more thing. Let's talk Ashburn.
Yes.
Ashburn, Saturday,
Wisconsin. Right? Yes, Saturday Night Great Lakes Championship Wrestling returns for the first time since February 22nd. And it's the only show we have this summer. It's this Saturday at the Ashburn Firemen's Picnic Park.
Okay.
And bell time is about 5 p.m. It's supposed to be 80 degrees.
So it's better for you. Yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah, I'm not built for heat. So I'm not wrestling. It's just better for me. Linda Kay will be ring announcing. Yeah. We have some title matches. We have the GLCW champion, the 450-pound Backwoods Brown, up against former Impact Wrestling star Marche Rocket.
Okay.
We're going to have Callie Young and AJZ from Ohio Valley Wrestling. We'll have Sierra. she'll be there wrestling as well. Coda Jacobs and Ben McCoy, Johnny Swashbuckle, Alvato will be there. I know I'm going to miss some people. The GLCW tag team titles will be on the line with the Express, Ryan and Jeff Lexon taking on the challengers, the fanny pack party of Jordan Cross and Cal Hero. So
really,
yeah.
Because I heard that the Demolition never really lost it. So I mean, is there something there?
Well, I mean, here's the thing: Demolition they've retired. Let's be honest. You know, Bill and Barry, Axe and Smash, the Repo Man, and the Mass Superstar. They don't. They retired as the GLCW Tag Team Champions. Right now, the Express have been rolling. So it'll be a fun match. It's going to be two physical veterans up against the fanny pack party, Cal and Jordan. So I'm looking forward to that. It's a free show, so there is, it's a free festival. It's a carnival. So roasted corn, hamburgers, hot dogs, all that fun stuff, carny rides, the whole deal.
What's your? I hate to ask it, but it's 2020, so we have to ask. What's your COVID scenario? What do you got going on there?
So, considering it is the Ashuappan Fireman's Picnic, there's lots of first responders there. So, as far as I'm concerned, I will have whatever I need to keep my talent safe and healthy. As far as Ashuappan, they're going to have their own set of rules. But
10-4.
Yeah, but I have stuff to keep my ring clean and to keep my talent clean.
Good.
And all that fun stuff. So
I don't like to ask the question, but we got to ask it. So.
Okay.
So that's awesome.
Is it good?
Yeah. No, that's a great answer. Linda and I were talking last night. If you were paying attention to product, she goes, Meathead, I think we've all ring announced for Dave, haven't we? I'm like, I don't think I've ever ring announced for Dave. I've done ring announcing.
But you've had your ass handed to you a few times in the ring, so it's fine.
I have. I got splashed by the wonderful Haystacks Ross, so no, we're good.
Oh, hold on. And for people that don't know, Haystacks Ross was a 650-pound, damn near 7 foot tall.
I was going to say 6'10". Yeah.
Yes, and that was a lot of fun to watch that happen because hey. Baptism by fire, right?
Yeah, he took care of me real well. So I was real happy. I remember specifically coming, I guess it was a curtain, more like a glass door. I remember coming through the door and getting yelled at right by Dave Herro. Met me right there. Hey, how come your arms are out? I forgot.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Don't want you to get hurt.
Yeah, so. The other thing I did well was I held on to the rope. I was hoping to fly 50 feet, because, hey, he could have threw me there. All right. Dave, we can go on, but let's call it here. So, for David Herro, I'm the man they call Meathead. Make sure you're stopping by PWR360.com, checking out all the information. Again, beat a booker. Not that I'm trying to rub this in on Dave because it's EPO, entertainment purposes only. But
that's right.
Shane is beating Dave on each one of these pay-per-views. Not by a lot. It's literally like by a match every time. So
yeah, and the thing, and let's be fair, okay. The matches that I've lost, I've booked them way better than Shane did.
So. Okay. All right, Dave. Well, for Dave Herro, I'm the man they call Meathead. Thanks for stopping by. So long, everyone.
Bye-bye.